Here's the Buena Vista Museum of Natural History, 2018 Chester Avenue. Just down the block, the furniture store. And on the other side of the street, about a block away, here's the BC extension. And down the block, the Get Bus. A little bit of this. This is the front of the BVMNH. All the ologies, all in one. Chester Avenue. Yeah, we got the lion in the front. That's the place. One of our newest exhibits, the Native American Lifeways exhibit. It's upstairs at the Buena Vista Museum of Natural History. If you ever wondered what it was like to be a Yokuts down the Tuolumne on the edge of Buena Vista Lake, this might be a scene that you might see, a regular little home setting. Keep in the shade, nice little awning cover. This is home. This is where you get to rest. Keep the rain off. Keep the cold out. Of course, the tule elk. Careful around any corner. There might be waiting and watching. Kinds of baskets you could have found anywhere in Kern County. Fish traps, winnowing baskets, sugar collectors. A little bit busy, but all of the activities that might go on in a typical Yokuts village. Many different special baskets. And a very special bead collection and basket collection. Of course, the arrowheads that can have been collected around. The different tools for life. Yokuts as well as Chumash. More eastward, pottery shards. The people here were not typically pottery users. It's upstairs with the dinosaurs. Actual dinosaur femur. In the air, in the water, we have models. One more recent. That's what I want for Christmas. Beware the PVCosaurus, complete with his anatomical parts. Cast of a Triceratops. In our time, time of the dinosaurs, this was the kind of critter that would have been here in Kern County. This is a mosasaur. They would have eaten chambered nautilusi. That's the size of the skull of a mosasaur. Another model of a mosasaur going after a chambered nautilus. This is an excellent new addition to our dinosaur era. This is our movie star. This is the velociraptor that was photographed digitally to be used for the making of the very first Jurassic Park. There was no actual model of a velociraptor that was used. It was digital images used for the entire movie in the velociraptor. So all the velociraptors were this individual digitally modified. What was it like 300 million years ago? Here are creatures that are examples. The trilobites, the Dunkleosteus. Trilobites were highly divergent. Back to the dinosaur era, all kinds of eggs, comparing dinosaur eggs to emu and ostrich eggs, and Burmese python eggs. This one actually hatched out a Burmese python, kind of leathery and paper-like. A whole nest of eggs, petrified, what the critters must have looked like inside. And a very large dinosaur would have come out of an egg this size, just slightly larger than an ostrich egg. This is the Miocene section. 12 to 17 million years ago, we have the largest Miocene fossil bed anywhere in the world here in Kern County. All kinds of creatures, past and present. Paleoparadoxia, a hippo-like creature. There's artwork with BVMNH shows an array of creatures that must have lived here 15 million years ago. Potential appearance of a Desmostylus. To give you an idea of the size of his femur and his tusks. The skull of a Allodesmus sea lion, showing you a comparison between the snout of a male and the smaller snout of a female, who died because she's got a shark attacked her in the back of the head. Here's the most complete Allodesmus skeleton anywhere in the world. We call him Happy. Almost entirely complete. Parts of a giant sea turtle, largest recorded leatherback sea turtle to date. This is his skull. Different kinds of birds. You think the condor is big? You should have seen this guy. Osteodontornis ori. That right there is your buffalo wing. And your Osteodontornis ori. Just the tip of it. You see, there's the portion of it right there. There were also bony fish in the area. Kind of critters you might have seen. This is an interesting necklace I happened to pick up. It's a mix of cartilaginous vertebra as well as bony vertebra. But check out the size of these vertebrae. They would have been a tuna at least 6 to 8 feet long. Big. Creatures that lived on the land around here. Some of these are camels and so forth that were around 15 million years ago. We don't get complete ones like we did the allodesmans because these creatures were up on the land and had to get here in the fossil bed by breaking apart and rolling down the river into the alluvium that preserved them. So mostly we get more broken up pieces. Bear dog, proto-mastodon, the critters that were here before the mastodons. General idea of what they must have looked like is a beautiful mural done by Ben Nafis. Shows a pretty good example of some of the diversity that lived here in the mountains and the fields adjoining the river as it meandered down into the alluvium. There were also horses. What's really interesting is the toes of the horses. Horses started out with toes. More diverse terrain capabilities. The single hoof is actually what came back over as a result of the European horses escaping after the Spaniards came. What would have been native here is more of the three-toed horse. It would have been an all-terrain horse, complete with tusks. You'll notice right between the front teeth and the back molars, you'll notice a tusk or a canine-like tooth for gleaning leaves off of trees.
Just the top, we'll be walking out there.
Okay, I'll catch it. Often we'll find vertebral columns preserved in the fossil bed. We might find a sperm whale skull in the fossil bed. Here's what it looks like in the field. See that funky hat over on the right-hand side? That's me. You can tell. See the wallet sticking out.
Have a good time.
Baleen, from a present-day whale.
Did you lose your $5?
Snouts, femur, scapulas, back of the cranium. Whales 15 million years ago. The top rostrum of a baleen whale. Vertebrae. Section of vertebrae. The most complete Typhocetus anywhere in the world. Strange dugong creatures. Sea cows used to swim along here. Dolphins of the area, unusual. Very long snouts. Possibly for collecting squid in schools. That's the ancestral dolphin from here, probably about 15 million years ago. Don't miss this one. It's over in the corner. It's the Gem and Mineral Blacklight closet. Look like regular rocks, but in blacklight they're just a little bit special. Mineral collections, copper, ore, crystals, quartz of all different kinds. Excellent presentation of the petrified wood. Notice the unusual structure of the palm trunk. They were extremely large palms. Sago palms were prominent and prevalent. Gymnosperms were present. We have to come to more recent times to get things like pecans and walnuts and oaks. Those are more present day. Back in the time of dinosaurs, there were more ferns, pine trees, ginkgos, that sort of critter. All petrified wood. More petrified wood. Beautiful samples of trees. Long gone. California Federation of Mineralogical Societies has this display on loan. Gems and minerals of all 50 states. This is the organization for classification. You got your 5 kingdoms. If you take the animal kingdom, you take the 9 major phyla of the animal kingdom, break them down one characteristic at a time. Nine phyla. Pull the first phyla off, it's called porifera. They have no nerves. All of the remaining 8 phyla will have nerves. Selenorata, Nidaria, they have sac guts. They have no anus, there's just a big gut. That would be jellyfish, sea anemones, and the individual corals in a coral. That leaves only 7 more phyla. 2 phyla pull off at once. 1 phyla is flat, that's the platyhelminthes, tapeworms, planaria, so forth. The other is nematoda, that's the roundworms, trichinosis, pinworms, the filaria worms. They're roundworms that have no blood. That leaves only 5 more phyla. Mollusca, no internal body segments, like a sac you threw all the organs into. They have no internal body segments. The remaining 4 will have internal body segments. Echinodermata, radial segments like spokes on a wheel. The starfish, sea urchins, sea cucumbers, are all members, sea biscuits, so forth. They have radial segments. The remaining 3 will have longitudinal segments like knots in a rope. Annelida, earthworms, polychaete annelids, even the deep sea polychaetes, they have no skeleton. They may have shells like the deep sea polychaetes, but all the remainder will have skeletons. The remaining 2 will have skeletons. Arthropoda, skeletons on the outside, and then chordata. All of chordata have skeletons on the inside. We break the last 2 phyla, we break them down into classes. In chordata, we have the class Agnatha, the cartilaginous scaleless fish, Chondrichthyes, the cartilaginous tooth-like scaled fish, Osteichthyes, the bony fish with their swim bladders, Amphibia, there are different stages, porous skin, Reptilia with their dry solid scales, birds with scales and feathers, and then hair and sweat glands for making milk, Mammalia. Back in Arthropoda we have Crustacea, 10 legs, Myropoda, that's the longitudinal segments having 2 to 4 legs per segment. Arachnida, the 8 legs, to include scorpions, spiders, and then Insecta, 6 legs with their normal 3 stages of life.
I'm not sure. Somehow like that.
Yeah.
We have an African animal section,
Well, I talked to
complete with African animals,
I went before I did the other thing, how
and a diversity of
they were interested in doing.
realistic African artifacts.
Put some stuff together, including the Halloween thing that I already had. They were like, kind of like 100%.
Oh, I'm sure they are. These guys,
Native American mammals. Oh, there's a bird in it, so that's not a mammal. Pheasants there. We have pronghorn antelope. We have the different sheep. Got ourselves a elk. She's a little bit small, but female grizzly bear. Mule deer. White-tailed deer. Caribou. Musk ox. Coyote. Actual albino quail. Bobcat. We have a wide variety of things available in our diverse gift shop. All kinds of rocks. T-shirts, artwork of the native species that used to be around here 12 to 15 million years ago. Gems, the perfect Christmas present for many people. Birthday, Christmas presents. Publications. Science that's going on, archaeology, anthropology going on around town.
we were doing something else with
So it was still open from last time?
Carl was the one who's left it.
You know what? I probably should run a Z key and then
To initiate. First Saturday of each month is all for kids, 10:30 to noon. Today, Don Buss is giving an African animal presentation, and he's been doing the nature of Africa and African animals. This was the artifacts we showed you about. There's a bunch of interested kids learning and exploring. Don't miss our informative and enjoyable library. Many scientific publications, as well as enjoyable video publications available for those visiting the museum or for the instructors of special camps at the museum. Comfortable lounging and reading, comfortable atmosphere. This is the basement of the museum. This is the astronomy room. We'll be developing that a little bit more with our associations with NASA and so forth, planets of the solar system. The exploratorium-like exhibits and active entertainment with young people. Very interactive center. Lots of beanbag throwing. Fossil replication. This was an exhibit that took first place at the Kern County Fair. It's a "What is it?" Towards the back, reading corners. Then we have the human display section, human anatomy, human display. Some local doctors have done a lot to contribute to this.